If you're having difficulty getting your trumpet string to buzz properly, there's a couple of troubleshooting steps we can do to bring things back into good order. The first thing, make sure the string is properly tuned. It only buzzes if the string is up to tension. If the string is a little flat, it may be too loose to properly buzz. If your string is properly tuned and you're still having trouble, the next thing to try is to add a little rosin to the wheel. If the wheel is insufficiently rosined, you'll also have trouble getting the dog to work properly. We have a separate video on how to rosin the wheel, so we won't cover that anymore here. The next troubleshooting step is to check the string alignment. We'll need a straight edge. On this side of the wheel, hold it up against the string and line it up with the wheel. Now, while this is in position, you see I'm lined up with my red string there. We'll follow it down. See where it goes over the edge of the instrument, how much it curves in? We want this part to be in a straight line with this part. This might take a little playing with to get it just right. That's better, but it's still in a little bit. You may find you have to loosen the string to get that to work out. That looks pretty good. If you're still having trouble getting a good buzz out of your dog, the next adjustment we can make is to the adjuster string. This is the string here that connects the adjuster peg to the actual trumpet string. If you're not getting a buzz, try loosening the adjuster peg and rewrapping the string just a little higher on the peg. It might take several times going back and forth until you get it right. If you're beginning on the instrument, just get it so you can get a buzz and something to get you practicing. There's another adjustment we can make also to this angle. You can see how it comes off to the side here. In my experience, we want this to be pretty much parallel to this bridge. If it's too much at an angle that way, it can make somewhat of a difference too in how effective the buzzing will be. One final note about the height on this peg. You want it to generally be as low as possible where you can still get a buzz. The reason for that, if it's too high, you'll get kind of a raspy tone out of your dog. It won't be very crisp. Whereas the lower it is, the crisper it tends to sound, the more defined and articulated. So there's kind of a balancing point between how high you go and how tight this is and the tone. I encourage you to revisit this part of the adjustment again as you become more experienced as a player so you can get a sense for the different impacts this will have on the tone. The final thing I'll mention in this video is the adjuster peg itself. If you're having difficulty, if this is stiff and kind of jammed in there and hard to turn, there is an adjustment you can make to this to loosen it as well. We're going to take some graphite powder. I got this at the hardware store. It's actually designed for locks, but it works well with hurdy-gurdies. I'm just going to take the lid off. Loosen this guy. See how I just pulled it up? Work a little graphite powder in there. And then work it back down. That'll lubricate it and make it much easier to turn. You want to be careful not to get any on the wheel, but otherwise it's a pretty easy adjustment to make also. Good luck and happy playing!